Male plugs, Kanye shrug, hitting numbers that matter.
Thanks for tuning to the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland's YouTube page. Really appreciate the love. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio, like, subscribe. You know what to do. So once again, I'm back. Now this is going to be, I usually go through interviews about, with Kevin Samuels, Sister Ali, Dr. Umar, stuff like that. But I also want to touch on things that, pretty much can help, black people understand certain things, as well as get us out of a certain mindset. Some people would say that there are people out there that are stuck in the matrix. Everybody has their different definition of what the matrix is. You have Rashad Bilal, he talks about it, as well as Andrew Tate, he talks about it. 19 Keys, he talks about it. So, if you know what the matrix is, then you'll understand pretty much what they're talking about. But once again, I just wanted to hit this up right quick because I feel like I understand what he's saying, and I wanted to add a little bit more to that. So let's get to
it. Keith has said something, and I actually looked it up on YouTube, and it's actually true, where they did a research study where they took flies and they put them in a jar, and they put a cap on a jar, and the flies obviously could only fly as high as the lid. When they took the lid off, they still only flew as high as the lid, even though the lid was off. That's interesting. But what's even more
interesting is that when they had children, their children only flew as high as the invisible lid, because they were already programmed that that's only as high as you can go. So, it's interesting, like so many different things when I think about it. And you probably don't even realize these things happen. But you ever heard like parents tell their children, like, you just played yesterday. You just had fun yesterday. You just had a party yesterday. Like, you can only have fun one day out of the week. You can only have a party one day. Like, I had a family, I took my son to dinner in the city for his birthday. His birthday was on a Tuesday. And somebody said, like, well, why are you taking him to the city on Tuesday? Like, why don't you just take him on the weekend? And I'm like, well, because his birthday's on Tuesday. But that's the whole mentality of like, let's just wait till the weekend because we're working and we gotta get up. Like, I say that to say, you really have to break out of the middle class mindset because it's extremely detrimental. And the most dangerous thing that America ever did was create a middle class. Because when you create a middle class, you create some level of comfort because you're not in poverty, right? You're not in poverty. So you think that you actually are living the American dream. You're not. You're really not. And it's like that mindset is so detrimental because there's so many limiting factors that go into play here, right? Where it's like you got to wait till the weekend to do things. And you can only, like, you ever hear somebody say, like, you just came back from a trip. Why are you traveling so much? Well, why not? Well, why not? Why am I not traveling so much?
Work for.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why am I not traveling? It's a lot of these things that you have to be extremely careful of the kind of people that you're around, because these kind of limiting words develop habits in your subconscious, and then you feel bad about it. You feel guilty about going on a trip. You feel guilty about going out 2 nights in a row. You feel guilty about going to the city on Tuesday. Like, you start to like reel it back a little bit. Like, no, I'm doing too much. Let me pull back. But at the highest level, there's no limitations. And I'm speaking from firsthand experience because I see it. So when we in Dubai or Abu Dhabi on a Wednesday, nobody knows whether it's Wednesday or Saturday or Sunday. It doesn't matter.
It's just living life.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Nobody says it's 4 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing out? Nobody says it's 6 o'clock. You have to get up. There's really no rules in life. At the highest level, there's no rules. Rules are only for middle class and poor people. Rich people don't have any rules. They make their own rules. It's like the Matrix.
So, as you can see, what he just said about rich people making their own rules, things of that nature, everything he said, in my opinion, is correct. I remember growing up and seeing in school, as well as hearing, I don't know if this was on TV or radio or whatever, but they used to talk about the nice house, the picket fence, the dog in the yard, children playing and stuff like that. Like, that was the American dream. So if you could get a house and have a yard and you have a wife and kids and stuff like that, then that was it. Like you did it. You made it, bro. You are here. You have arrived, bro. You have made it. And in all actuality, that's nowhere near making it, at least in my mentality. I'm quite sure there's some people who are very content with just having the bare minimum, just having enough. And as you get older and you continue to work, you know what I mean, unless you going to school and getting, degrees, master's degrees and PhDs and stuff like that, then you're probably just working a job. Probably don't have a career. Probably nothing that you can retire from, and probably you might get some benefits, but nothing that you can make $1 million off of. Just put it like that. Like there was a point in time where the mentality is I can make $1 million working. And I'm quite sure I have made $1 million working, not in one lump sum, but my past 20 years of working, I've absolutely made millions of dollars, but it never was accumulated. It was always came and went, came and went, came and went, came and went. So, when you talk about, like he said, the matrix, I think that's the mentality. And like he said, being content. And I don't know if the middle class was a mistake. I wouldn't say that, but I would say that, like I stated, the middle class is that picket fence, that house, that's the middle class. And once again, they made it so it's like if you made it to the middle class, you made it. But like he said, if you really, trying to make it, then, you gotta really go out there and get it. Now, another thing, I brought this up because I just wanted you guys to see what he was talking about.
Hide the jar, and the lid is then sealed. They are left undisturbed for 3 days. Then, when the jar is opened, the fleas will not jump out. In fact, the fleas will never jump higher than the level set by the lid. Their behavior is now set for the rest of their lives. And, when these fleas reproduce, their offspring will automatically follow their example.
So that's crazy. When I've seen that years ago, but that's always been like a dope, parable way to look at life. Like, if you only going this high, then, when you have your kids, they're only going to think that, that's the limit. But, our job as entrepreneurs, as, content creators, as fathers, as mothers, is to show our children that you can go way above that lid, bro. Like, they might have kept us down here for a while because we didn't know no better. But now that we're a lot more enlightened and we understand how this world works, then we know that we can go way above this limit that they set for us. And, like I stated, the American dream, really, in my opinion, now is really to be is freedom. And freedom, financial freedom, but not really even just financial freedom, but just freedom, period. Freedom to do what you want to do. Spend time with your children, spend time with your family, go places, go, take trips and, enjoy the world, enjoy your life, and not being stuck in a 9-to-5, rotation where, you're not being able to really, really live and explore life and be happy and successful. There's so many people that are depressed going to work every day because it's what they got to do because they put themselves in that position. But you can always break out of that position. It's scary. It's not going to be easy, but you can always break yourself out that position, but it's up to you to do that. So once again, appreciate y'all stopping by. Like I say, this was something different. I know I usually keep it, about relationships, black women, black men, but I think anything, like I say, I'm all about black empowerment, period. So anything that I feel could help us, give us some knowledge, give us some understanding on some things, and I'm definitely about it. So, and this is I think this is Rashad Bilal. I think that's his name. You can follow him on Instagram. Of course, he's with Earn Your Leisure. I follow those guys. They have Market Mondays are great, so I definitely check them out. But yeah, we definitely gotta make sure we teach our children to go above the limit, and make sure that we going above the limit ourselves. Make sure that we can't be content and stuck, and just having enough. Not me at least. I need to have what I want and be content with what I want, and then I'm good. Other than that, we ain't stopping. So appreciate the love. www.blackfathersofcleveland.com. Really appreciate you guys donating. Really appreciate all the love. Really appreciate you guys coming through. Subscribe. Like, share. We appreciate the love. Peace.